Welcome back to Kings at the Table podcast, where if you're a king, you belong at the table. And it's Week 11 recap, Juan, and this first game we got to get into is Eagles-Chiefs.
Rematch of the Super Bowl.
Good game?
I thought it was pretty good.
What'd you see from it?
I take a lot that Mahomes didn't look that good yesterday at all. I mean, I felt like he didn't have that usual killer drive that he normally has. He kind of looked a little bit step back-ish. Did you kind of see that too? Did you notice that a little bit?
I did kind of notice that as far as even their defense carrying that team. Like all season long, I've been saying that their defense is top tier, and they showed it, at least for the first half.
Yeah. There was a lot of plays where the defense did show out, like McDuffie, I think his name was. That guy, he balled out yesterday. He was all over the field. They wouldn't stop saying his name. But, I mean, credit the Eagles. You know, they hung around that whole game. There was a good little chunk of the game where they fell behind, and I was kind of like, all right, when's it going to happen? When's that Eagle offense or the Eagle push, the tush push going to come into play? And, I mean, they did just enough to stay in the game long enough. Because, I mean, that game could have maybe got away from them a couple plays there, here and there.
For sure.
The Chiefs.
I feel like what we saw Monday with this matchup was what both teams have been all season long. It was clearly like, this is exactly who they are. We were expecting one of them to be like that dominant team, even though the Eagles have only lost one and could still be undefeated, and they're still winning every game, but it's not a dominant win. You know, we talk about that as far as just that whole complete game of all levels.
Yeah, they're just still in that coasting mode.
I personally was hoping that one of them showed that this game.
Especially against somebody who you possibly may see in the Super Bowl.
Again.
If it could happen.
And as far as Eagles wanting to, show that we should have won that Super Bowl, they came and won the game, but it wasn't that dominant win.
Like that good, yep, we did that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't one of those. It was like, hey, good game, bud.
For sure. But again, it goes back to how they've been all season long. Now, the Eagles have been getting ugly wins every week. They're winning. It's ugly and they're winning. It makes them that, imagine if they did have that dominant game, holy crap. Good luck to who they're playing against.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the Chiefs, they've just been a defensive team all season. Again, I'm not hating on Mahomes, but I think they miss Eric Bieniemy, the offense coordinator.
Yeah.
And he got Sam Howell as the leading pass. He has the most yards in the NFL.
That's crazy.
Now, I know he has plenty of picks, but he has him with the most yards in the NFL.
That's allowing your quarterback to go ahead and do his thing. And that's what they're allowing him to do. And he's putting up good numbers. But it also goes back to Bellamy having him in a good, comfortable system to where that he buys in and believes in it. Maybe Mahomes doesn't believe in the system. It could be an option. It could be a possibility, right?
But a lot you do got to mention is these damn receivers. They have the most drops in the NFL. They drop everything.
Yeah, they did, especially that game.
And they're also saying that the Chiefs have not scored in the second half in 4 games straight. And they have the least points in the whole NFL in the second half. That's crucial. You come playoffs, second half.
You need to score in that second half.
That is the half.
Yeah.
That is the game. Second half is the game when it comes to the playoffs. So I'm saying as far as Chiefs, I haven't bought in yet.
It's hard to buy in with these guys right now. That's why at one point we had those 2 AFC teams. We had the Ravens and the Chiefs. So they're kind of a little neck and neck. So we'll see what happens, going to the Chiefs. I'm sorry, not the Chiefs, but the Ravens. They played Thursday night.
Yeah.
In that game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And at one point, man, we both thought, there was that one part where you almost thought that both these guys went down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
When Lamar went down on the sideline, I was like, oh,
Lamar.
shit.
Yeah.
And then after that, Burrow with his hand, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But Lamar came back, played the full game. Ravens handled their business in that game against the Bengals.
They did. Obviously, we want Burrow to get better because we obviously want the best talent on the field and see what
at all times,
right?
Yeah.
But at all times, the people have thought that the Broncos are not real.
Excuse me, folks. They're coming. They're slowly coming.
They're coming. You can hear the fucking. Yep.
They're coming. They're out of the stables.
Out of the stables now. They're loose. They're wild. They're wild cards.
Here's a sensitive subject for you, Rich. Is the league a little soft?
Is the league soft?
Is the league a little soft?
It is fucking. I don't know if it's just the league.
It might just be.
The world is soft. The way this society is headed is soft, so don't make it personal.
Last time I checked, I mean, that was the kind of style of football everybody wants to see, right? I'm
Yes.
talking about Jackson.
Kareem Jackson.
My dude just plays a different level. And you can sit there and be like, oh, yeah, that was excessive. Nah, that's normal.
That's normal, yes.
Are we trying to lay these dudes down, or are we trying to, like, pop the ball out of their hands?
Are we playing flag football, or are we playing...
For him to get suspended again, Rich, bro, I that's upsetting.
What's getting me is they reviewed that play in the damn game. They reviewed it. It's a fumble. It's a turnover, touchdown. They review every touchdown.
Exactly. No, every change of possession to touchdown, whatever. But you reviewed it.
They reviewed it, and it wasn't even a flag. So how the hell do you review it again, and now all of a sudden he's suspended for 4 games? I've been telling y'all, they don't want us to
Bullshit.
win, man.
That's
they want to
bullshit.
fuck. Man, how does it make sense to me? How does Draymond Green get less suspension than this guy? You know?
Shit. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't see how that was. But besides that bullshit call,
Yeah.
you know, let's go ahead and give the props out to the Broncos.
Hell yeah.
They pulled that one off. That was a major,
game.
major game. For both teams.
Both teams.
You guys, man, like this. All game.
I would like to
Like
point
this.
out to the guys that are not watching these kind of games, it's like you need to start watching football right now because every damn week there's a playoff game going on.
All under the table, all the quiet ones.
Quiet
The ones that you don't
ones.
think would be those ones, they always end up being those ones.
Because starting now, you can get eliminated, or you can have a better chance to make the playoffs, or you get a better chance to get a seeding. You know, right now is crucial in the NFL.
Exactly.
So every damn week, this last week, you're talking week 11, and it was a playoff game. The Vikings and Broncos went down to the wire. Vikings could have took it. Broncos could have took it. Hats off to the Vikings, though.
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs is the real deal. I'm telling you right now, no NFC team, I'm talking no NFC team wants to play the Vikings in the first round. I'm talking Eagles, Niners, name it. The Vikings could upset any NFC team in the first round of the playoffs.
That is hella possible.
They got a sick-ass defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. Brian Flores has them playing crazy
A1.
scheme.
A1 right now.
Bro, when I tell you how they're playing their all right, first down. They got all 8 guys on the line. Right? So you don't know if they're blitzing or playing disguise. First down, height, disguise. Second down, all 8 on the line. Bro, what the fuck? Are y'all blitzing? Y'all
Good
disguising?
idea. They held triangle.
They
They
play
held
that.
triangle.
I shit you not. Watch a Viking game. They play that every damn down almost.
That's fucking crazy.
And that's some gutsy ass call from the defense. You don't
Yeah.
know if they're disguising or blitzing.
That's scary.
That's hella scary. Imagine if you don't have an offensive line.
You call it audibles right at the gate.
And how do you call it if you don't know?
You can't.
You feel me? So that was a huge win from us. Again, I like how the Vikings are trending up also, even though they lost.
Yep.
Because best believe if the Broncos lost that game, people would already forget about the Denver Broncos again.
Yep.
And I don't want people forgetting about the Vikings. That's why I'm saying that.
That game for sure was that would have helped out either team hella much more in their race to get into this playoff game to make it into the playoff as a wild card team because everybody's real neck and neck. We'll get to that here in a little bit, you know, after we finish covering these games. But for sure, without a doubt, that game
Hell of a game.
might have possibly pushed game of the week. Also, that game with the Seahawks and the Rams, that was another one. That was another playoff game.
Definitely.
That shit was, man. The Rams needed that game.
Yeah, for sure. It was more of a must-win for the Rams than the Seahawks because if the Rams lost, they're done. They're not even in the hunt no more. Good luck. You lost twice to the Seahawks. Your record isn't even close. Now they still have a slight chance.
There's a little bit of hope for the Rams in that department, but again, that also goes to the Seahawks. They need to kind of start turning some shit around and figuring out this whole quarterback situation. I mean, I don't want to say, but man, you might have to really consider your options.
Well, we talked about it last week as far as Drew Lock might take it. Yeah.
That's a really big thing to consider into this. But I mean, I think Pete Carroll made the right move. I think he probably ended up staying with Geno.
Yeah,
I think.
But you know what stood out on that game was Geno got sacked by Aaron Donald, which he's been scared of him all year. I mean, there was that
Oh my God
throw when he seen Aaron Donald. It was the same exact play. He came straight to him. This time he didn't say. He threw the ball, got sacked, got hurt. Goes on the sideline. They said he might be out for the game. They have one drive left. He goes up to the coach, puts a sleeve on, and he's like, I can't lose my starting job.
Yeah, to do it.
And he had to go in there. They lost.
But at least
had
he
to go in
showed
there.
that confidence.
Correct. Because if he didn't go in there, Drew Lock could have won that game
then
that's when it.
that could
hot
yeah,
seat.
yeah that could have cost.
That's a lava.
That might have cost his job, but. I mean, he kind of got to think of it in both ways. Because what if he goes into that game? I mean, yeah, they lost, but what if he took another shot and like he really hurt himself? Maybe this is like a little bit injury out for a little bit, and then he'll be back, possibly swinging around playoff time. But I mean, that was a big gutsy call. But I mean, that's him thinking about.
But that also just shows how much he has confidence. If he needs it so much, this position, he can't lose it. So he has that much confidence that even he's injured, he can still win that game. Right?
That's a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Well, speaking of confidence, the Browns have some pretty goddamn confidence with a backup quarterback, and they
Third
beat
stringer.
the Steelers 13-10.
Horrible. But
Breaking news.
with all horrible things happening right now in that team, there's a little bit of ray of sunlight coming through.
What is that sunlight?
Thank you very much, Matt Canada, for all all the things you've done and haven't done. More haven't, but thank you for your time here in Pittsburgh.
It's a good day, right?
It's a good, it's a good day. The weather might be ugly, but I mean it's a beautiful day.
Juan, I can't tell you how much Steeler fans are excited about that move.
You would almost feel you just get this big sense of relief, and I don't know if like you could kind of feel what I'm talking about. You're like, damn, fucking won. They did it for him, man.
Yeah.
They fucking did it. The Steelers finally did it. It's like this giant weight lifted off my shoulders and everything. And now we just got to pray that we're going on the upside and the offensive side.
Well, I mean, let's keep it real. You can't go any lower. Offensively.
Can you, Rich? You possibly can. You can. But,
Okay.
But right now, let's
My bad.
let's look at the positives. I mean, think about it. We're getting into the most crunch time of the season, like we mentioned it before.
Mm-hmm.
And you're switching offensive coordinators.
They said the Steelers haven't switched a head coach or offensive coordinator since 1940. That means they don't ever do it.
And I think I said that on one episode a while back. I was like, that's not the way the Steelers do things.
Exactly.
They always wait till the end of the year. Usually, like right after that game's over, you hear, boom, fired, or somebody's gone.
Instantly.
But
It's out of respect.
I think, you called me about this one, and it's this whole situation with what's really going on in Pittsburgh in the locker room type of thing. And, is Tomlin losing this locker room? I mean, everybody was been very, very voice orientated as far as like what's going on behind the scenes. You heard it from Deontay Johnson. You've heard it from George Pickens. You've heard it from Najee Harris, who was very vocal about it.
This last week.
Yeah. So, I mean, the way that, it was released to everybody on how Mike Tomlin told him, you kind of mentioned it. It almost sounds like he felt sorry for him that he had to let him go that way.
Yeah. So when Mike Tomlin announced the breaking news is Matt Canada being gone, he was more frustrated than anything. And you can just read it on his face. Mike Tomlin shows his emotions. He's not just like, whatever I got to say, I'm going to say it. No, I'm going to say what I feel.
Yep.
And he straight up said he's disappointed. Basically, I'm summing it up. He didn't necessarily say it this way, but how I took it.
Yeah,
what he
your
said.
interpretation of it.
Yeah, and he's saying basically he's more frustrated with the firing of Matt Canada because he takes it like, I put this team together and I didn't put the right guy. And what's the point of firing him? That makes me look bad. Right?
Like a vouch.
But it was more of, that's why when I called you, Juan, I said, did you see what Najee Harris just said? And you're like, yeah. Like, basically, like, he's throwing Matt Canada under the bus. And I'm like, I don't know, Juan. Like, so there's something more going on as far as Tomlin might be losing that locker room. And we kind of touched that, right?
It's a very kind of like weird situation because, again, like, you don't hear this kind of like, I guess you could say, like, drama like this coming from the Steelers or something like that. And you'll hear from other teams and things like that. But for this whole entire situation that's going on right now, I see what you're saying as to the point where, okay, this guy did fail at his spot, but this is the team that I put together. So that's why I think that he's taking it a little bit more harder upon himself than the actual system failing. Because you know what's going to happen? That's going to be very interesting. With these two interns that they're bringing in to go ahead and take over, if this offense instantly takes off, I mean, you just cut the cancer out, which was Matt Canada, but it's fucked up how, excuse my language, it's messed up on how it had to come to that point and it almost wasn't like a Tomlin decision. Because he wants to keep him still.
Yes. And then I also mentioned to you, I was like, okay, we could kind of see that he might be losing the locker room, but what comes with that is like if a owner or the guy that's in charge of the team sees that, I got to start looking at the coach. And I know Mike Tomlin felt that. He doesn't want to fire Canada. He had to because now the locker room looks like he's losing the locker room. And if I notice that and you notice that, you think the owner doesn't notice that? They're like, holy shit, Tomlin, what are you doing here?
What's really going on?
These guys are not supposed to be talking like that. Not with the Steeler uniform, not with that logo on.
Yep.
That's not how we get down. We're professional as fuck. We're one of the best franchises in every goddamn sport. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is how it's got to be done. Yep. Now, Tomlin felt that, right?
He had to.
Now he's like, if I don't get rid of Canada, they're coming after me.
I mean, as a business standpoint, I mean, it kind of goes together. You kind of necessarily feel it that way.
Right.
So, I mean, it's kind of like, if your employees, which would be the players, are complaining to you that their lead's not doing their job, they're going to go straight to HR.
Yeah.
HR is going to be like, hey, time to go. And I think that was the ultimate decision. Let's just see if something good can come about this as far as the offense now kind of clicking together and see what they can do next week with the game against the Cincinnati Bengals.
For sure.
So,
and no Burrow, so.
No Burrow, so, I mean.
You will have some chances with the ball.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Now, a team that has some chances was the goddamn Raiders in Miami.
Dude, they had a chance on that game. Raiders, you guys could have pulled that one off. You guys were right there. I think you had, 3 chances at the end? You had 3 chances, but, it's as far as that game, I'll say hands off, happy, good game for you guys. You guys played a lot better than I expected them to play. Kind of almost saw that game just being completely one-sided, but you could definitely tell that culture vibe that Antonio Pierce has been preaching to these guys. That shit started to show. And you could really see these guys rally around them, and they played a pretty good game in my eyes as far as, especially going into Miami and holding them, that
20.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The score was 20-13, so you're talking one possession, a touchdown, and they had the ball at the end, the last drive, the Raiders. But I'm sorry, but I do got to say that they don't have a quarterback. And Aiden O'Connell threw 3 picks. That's got to be frustrating, the fact that you held the Dolphins to 20 points. And again, you touched on it just now as far as Pierce has the defense believing in what he believes in.
Yeah.
Now, that defense is playing really good right now. I see you. You know what I'm saying? I can see the Raiders defense doing some work. Now, the offense, they have a ton of weapons.
They do.
The only piece is missing is the quarterback. And it's kind of a scary thing to have as a weakness. You have
especially with what's coming up.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things coming up.
Anyways, what do you think overall? Just Raiders have a chance?
Raiders, man, they might just be left right at the edge. And when it's all said and done, they're going to make a lot better push, but I think they'll still be right at the end.
Definitely.
On the cusps.
All right, let's just get real quick into the Packers and Chargers. They're both on the cusp. Packers won 23-20.
Chargers, what, man? Like, they you know what? They're man.
Go ahead. What are they?
They're just hard to watch. They're hard to watch. Like, you see all the talent that they have, and they could never put it together. They could be up by 20 points, and you can sit there like, they're going to choke.
In the playoffs?
Doesn't even matter.
The Jaguars.
Yeah, I know. That was last year?
Last year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think if you're playing the Jaguars, man, I'm sorry, not the Jaguars, but the Chargers, that door's still open for you to come back and win that game.
At any point.
At any point.
I mean, the Packers, they were at home, and they looked pretty decent too, though.
And that was another team that, kind of hurt the chances of the Chargers a little bit, because Chargers are also looking on the outside in, too.
They were in the hunt. I think that Jordan Love, I always was speaking pretty high on him early in the season, and people started to fall off on just Love in general, Jordan Love. And they're saying that he might not be the guy. And I'm like, hold on, dude. Like, just because you're on a losing streak doesn't mean might not be the guy. This guy is He's still out there balling. I've always said when it comes to the Packers, it's their receivers. They're dropping tons of balls. He throws in the direction at least a 55-45 chance that the receiver can catch, and the receiver don't even go after it like that. It's like, come on, dog. You got to have that factor in your game if you want to be a top receiver.
And they're not even showing like any type of effort for it.
They're just waiting for it. For a pass. Like, it's supposed to just come to their hands. They're not going to go after it.
No, you got to go out there. You make a play. You put it all on the field.
This is the NFL.
Exactly.
Right?
There's somebody else right now in college that's waiting to have your spot.
Definitely. You're
That's
talking
what I'm
about guys that are second string, third string, that will take your spot too.
Yep.
You know, so
Practice squad dudes, anybody.
this was the first game I've seen that the receiver stepped up. They actually were like, okay, everything's on the line right now. We lose this, we're not even in the hunt no more.
They knew it.
They knew it. So now I'm like, watch out for the Packers. Like, don't sleep on them.
Might make a little push.
Some upsets.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That was going to be interesting to see, too.
How about the Cowboys, man?
Man, the Cowboys still rolling. Put up a good one this week against the Panthers. But, I mean, again, that's one of the teams that they should have done what they did to them.
What did I see today? They said the headline was, are the Cowboys building momentum?
They for sure are.
Okay.
I think they are. They do have a couple hard games coming up. We were looking over the schedule for them, but I still see them sitting on top of the wild card because, I mean, it's going to be tough. You can't catch the Eagles, I think.
I did catch. They were saying, I hear the fact that they're saying they could catch momentum, but how is it momentum if you're playing these weak teams? And I can see both sides, but I think momentum comes with no matter who you're playing with, you feel that confidence.
They're morale victories.
Yeah, like they're like, yeah, we're winning.
Yeah.
Dak looks
keep
like
that energy going.
like no matter who they're playing, maybe this can carry on to a good team. Now Dak Prescott is playing pretty lights out though,
He is,
and
not making too many mistakes.
CeeDee Lamb.
So he's stepping it up.
Yeah,
That guy's starting to become his own breed now.
who are they comparing him to?
Who was it that they said? Oh,
Devontae Adams. I think?
Devontae. He's 2.0 Devontae.
Uh-huh.
I won't say he's that high yet, but I mean you could kind of see what they're saying, like what they mean by that standpoint.
How high do you put CeeDee Lamb?
Right now, to the young guys,
Just overall, because he's balling.
he is balling. He's balling, but then again, you can't forget there's a couple guys that are hurt.
Maybe I would say put like two guys with him on his tier. Is he like a Ayuk?
I like Ayuk's route running. I like that. I like the way he moves. His fucking route running is legit.
You don't like CD?
To me, CD's not really like that. Like in that route situation. I kind of.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'll go ahead and say he's like a Metcalf.
So you have Ayuk over Metcalf?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, we got to make a tier of that.
That's a good one.
We should start doing receiver tiers.
That's gonna be so interesting.
Or like the main positions.
Hell yeah.
We'll do
skill
that.
position ones.
For sure.
But that's coming up soon.
Yeah, right. Cowboys, they're leaning towards the right way, obviously trending.
Yep. Which is good for them.
Definitely, but they got a big game coming up.
Yes.
Right. Eagles,
They got the Eagles one more time.
the Bills.
They got the Bills. I think they got the Chiefs. I think I can't remember if it was the Chiefs.
I don't know, but tougher schedule coming
Yeah, they
up.
got a couple of hard games coming up.
Let's see, the last one, real quick, the Texans. No, the Lions. Let's do the Lions because they were losing to the Bears.
It was almost gonna be a what of Detroit,
Shit.
bro. So when that game was going on, I was like, okay, Bears got that little confidence going right now. They got Justin Fields back. It's all good. And then I'm like, these guys are holding this lead pretty solid right now. And I was like, man, this lead's getting a little bit bigger. And at one point I was like, okay, what the fuck is really going on? And at the end of the game, the Lions fucking made that big comeback push down 11.
Yeah.
And they came back and won that game. Yeah. The offense started, clicking together, but, going to the stat box, Jared Goff,
He had 3 picks.
I think that's what really kept, the Bears hanging around.
One of my boys from work, he's shout out to Justin. He's a Lions fan, and his family has been Lions fans since forever, kind of like our Uncle Poncho.
Hell yeah.
So it's cool to see those kind of fans that stick with their teams. He said the Lions did everything they could to lose that game and didn't lose.
That's fucking wild.
I don't know if that speaks more volumes of the Lions or the Bears.
Damn. I think it's more of a slap in the face if you're a Bears fan. If you hear something like that, like, bro, we should not have won this game at all. Like,
At all.
zero fucking chance. And you're just sitting there like, okay, cool. You fucking found a way to lose when these guys are doing everything, trying to give you this game.
That's what he said. That's how he saw it.
fucking, that's crazy.
Right.
That's a shitty feeling. I think it's more of a slap in the face of the fucking Bears fans.
For sure. All right, well, Juan, I think that sums up the recap. Let's just touch real quick just how far, as far as the playoff hunt.
Man, the hunt is very, very interesting thing to look at right now. As of right now, in the AFC, it's that one's, I think, a little bit more of a you got to hold your own type of shit because
Every game.
Yeah, everybody's right there. One win, one loss can either move you up or drop you down really quick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It feels good to fucking finally see my team on this shit. My Broncos are in the hunt.
Hey, I mean, we're in it right now, but how long are we going to be in it for? I'm talking about the Steelers because, again, man, I don't know. Still not sold. Still haven't seen nothing 100% positive in the Steelers.
So you got the Cleveland Browns at 7-3, the Texans 6-4, and Steelers at 6-4 that are in the playoff position
Right now.
In the hunt, you got the Bills, the Colts, the Broncos, and Bengals. You could even throw in the Raiders.
That's what I'm saying. That's that right there. These last couple weeks are going to be very fucking interesting, and especially because a lot of these guys, I think, are playing around each other. Like, you know, you're playing teams that are like, okay, we got to get past these guys to get into the car. But like, oh wait, I got them next week.
Exactly. They're going to be playing each other too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of like, how much are you going to help your cause, and how much these other teams are going to help your cause.
I would say
going in
for sure. I agree with that, and we were just touching out. You better start watching these damn games because these are playoff games starting now.
Yes, if you're definitely like if you're the teams like us right now, like it's like, you know, just speaking as Pittsburgh and Denver, also along the other teams that we mentioned too, these are the games that you're really gotta critique the shit out of your team.
I'm about to go in right now
because this is you might be seeing this team next week, so that's why we've been really adamant about that part. Like, you gotta really start watching these games.
I'm going to say that this year, you know, they always, right? It's been a long time, but I feel like this year might be a wild card year as far as winning it all. Now, I know these top tier teams have been on their own tier, but they haven't had that dominant game. The only team that has is the Niners.
Yep.
They had that one game that they just look like there's nobody beating them.
Yep.
No other team has had that yet. We agree?
Yeah, or the Dolphins had that one.
Against us?
Yes.
That's 70.
Next question.
Yeah, next question. Next topic. The Dolphins have had that.
Yeah.
But they haven't played against.
But they haven't been able to live up to that same bar.
I don't even think close.
No. The Niners have, though. The Niners have been easily scoring like 30 points a game.
Now, what they always say with Super Bowl winners every year is they get hot at the end of the year. The team that's the hottest going into the playoffs will most likely win that Super Bowl.
That's scary. That's a scary fucking thought.
Right? And what I'm saying is that these teams in the hunt could get an upset with these top tier teams. I can see the Ravens losing to a team in the hunt.
Because they're probably wanting it a little bit more that week, but in particular week.
And they're hot.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's speaking a little ahead, but I'm saying right now, if you're not watching every week, you're not going to tell me who
you're
the hell.
Missing out.
Yeah, you're not going to tell me. I'm not even going to worry about who you're predicting in the Super Bowl because you need to watch every damn week from here on out because then that's who you're going to know that team is coming.
That's true. You got to know whose offense is rolling.
Who's coming?
The Broncos are hot right now. Are the Broncos not hot right now, Rich?
We're flaming.
And then you guys got Cleveland this week.
We're flaming, boy.
You got Cleveland this week.
Yes, sir. We're going to beat them.
And that's a dub?
That's a dub.
And if you guys do beat Cleveland, you guys took out some top ones. And we've touched on it a little bit.
Yeah.
You've beaten the Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
You've beaten the Bills.
Yes, sir.
You took down a very, 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 very impressive fucking Vikings.
Yes, sir.
And then you're about to play the Browns right now, this week, with a really good fucking defense.
The best defense in the NFL. If we win
Ladies and gentlemen, if they win that one, the Broncos are running wild.
We're running wild. and we're gonna be hot.
It's Broncos country all over again.
Hey, I'm serious, one. This is a hot ass team, and I hate that I'm gonna come off biased because I got this hat on. But if this was a fucking Steeler hat, a Raven hat, a Niner hat, I would say the same fucking shit. The Broncos are hot. They're coming. Watch out for them. We make that wild card. We make the hunt. We could take a top tier team down.
That's gonna be nasty.
Oh my god, bro.
Easy,
Yeah, I'm
easy.
getting hot.
Easy.
Okay.
Have a drink of water. Have a drink of your water.
Okay. So next question.
Next question. But I mean, do we want to count out the Bills?
I'm gonna say they're not gonna make the playoffs. Juan.
You know what? But that schedule they got doesn't look too promising, man.
What do you think?
I think they miss it. I think the Bills might fucking miss it.
Yeah.
They got tough ones. They got the Cowboys in there, the Eagles. They got the Chiefs, I think, still.
Yes, they do.
My guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's those three teams alone are just they're gonna be hard.
Yes.
And they
So-
still, I think, have to play Miami one more time.
Yep. I think we had them at 9 wins.
Damn.
Right?
Fucking Bills missing.
Bills miss it. How about the Colts?
Man, it's like you want to have a little bit of faith in them. I think they.
Do you feel like?
No, I don't think they can. I think they miss it too.
Okay, let me ask you this: would you be disappointed if they made it? Because I would. Not just because I'm a Bronco, but I don't think they could beat a top tier team.
Well, when you put it like that, no, I can't.
Right?
I think that it wouldn't be that it's a disappointment. Or how did you phrase the question?
More of like, would you be like, yeah, I think I said disappointed.
I would be more along the lines of like, I think another team should have went in.
Yeah. So,
Not disappointed. I'm gonna hey, congrats to those guys, but I mean,
okay, I hear that. Yeah, it's just wording it different.
I think yeah, but I mean, would I want them in the playoffs? No.
Yeah, because I want to see the best.
I want to see the hot teams. I want to see the teams that are coming in ready to fucking play.
I want to see a good game. That's all.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the Raiders. We said that they would probably be on the edge of not making it.
I mean, hey, this is year one of a complete rebuild. So I mean, take what you can, but I think you guys. I think the Raiders slightly miss it.
And then Bengals got a quarterback hurt.
They don't. They. I think they're just.
That's crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was it for them.
So then that just leaves the Broncos, Steelers, Texans, and Browns. I think the Browns are a lock.
Do you see the Steelers falling off? Because like right now they're technically in technicality they're in.
I'm going to tell you that as much as I like Stroud, I got the Texans coming out, Broncos going up.
And the Steelers fall out.
No, I say Steelers stay in.
So then who comes out? The Browns?
Browns, Broncos, Steelers. Are
Okay,
making
so then the Titans, I'm sorry, the Texans are,
Yeah.
they end up missing it.
And we play the Texans. Broncos play the Texans, and I think that game determines who makes the wild
And I
card.
also think that the Browns also play the Texans here soon. So
So let's go to the NFC real
man,
quick.
it's not as tough as that other one, but there is hella combinations that can come out,
Yeah.
which is a trip. And one of the little dark horse that you kind of say like you kind of want to see make a little push is the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I'm big on their defense, and I would love to see a defense like that in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, I think they need a little bit of offensive assurance too.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that I don't think they're using Bijan Robinson correctly. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody can agree to that standpoint.
Oh, definitely.
But I mean,
They're
I
not
think
using Pitts the way they should either.
There's a
I
lot
think
of
their
guys.
offense coordinator is pretty bad. I mean, I know they haven't had a chance of, like how they had Fire Canada in Atlanta, but that might be coming soon.
Yeah,
Their offense have not even get close to what they should be.
and they're always like, it's been nothing but offensive struggles from what it looks like when it comes to Atlanta. I think that's the biggest holdback because their defense, yeah, they give up points and stuff like that, but I mean, there's only so much you could do
Exactly. You're on
if
the
you're
field.
on the fucking field the whole damn game.
Exactly.
So
They get sacks, they get turnovers. So, like, what more do you want from the Falcons defense? But that goes with the Falcons and Bucks being 4-6. Now they won't make that wild card, but they have to try to run and get that division with the Saints.
and that's a trip. Even
Right.
though that NFC South is still up for grabs on some crazy stuff. I mean, minus the Panthers.
Yes.
But other than that, though, like they could still make that push and pull off that division win.
Who do you got to win that division? Bucks, Falcons, or Saints? Saints have a 1-game lead on both of them.
But they all have to play each other, I think, still 2 more times.
Yeah, 2 or 1. So
I think that, man, As much as I want to say the Saints,
I think they play the Falcons the last week of the.
yeah. You know what? They
It's gonna
played.
go down to
I think
that.
they play this week. They play this week, and then they play the last week of the season. I think the Saints hold on and they take that division.
Saints.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going Falcons.
That's gonna be
Falcons
an
win the
interesting
division.
one.
Now the guys in the hunt still are the Rams and Packers, and then the guys in the playoff wild card are the Vikings, Seahawks, and Cowboys. Now I think we could both agree that the Cowboys are not going to lose that spot.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's up to the Seahawks or Vikings to potentially lose that spot for either the Packers or Rams. Is it already set?
I don't think so, Rich. I think we're seeing Minnesota move up a little bit. They'll go up to the next spot.
Okay, so we'll put the Seahawks down for now.
Right now, we'll put them at the 6.
Cowboys, Vikings making playoffs.
Yeah, I can see that one.
So now it leaves us Seahawks, Packers, Rams.
See, that's why that game that the Packers pulled off was so important because that gives them a chance.
Yeah.
You're saying there's a chance.
Definitely.
So, I mean, that definitely helped them out this week looking at that one. But you know what, man? I mean, they all have some pretty good, difficult games coming up, too.
Now, the Seahawks, let's get into them real quick. As far as the quarterback situation, they have some tough games coming up. And we had them, like, maybe winning 2 or 3 coming up. So that might be 8 or 9 wins.
That's going to be
That's where it makes this hunt interesting.
Yes.
Now, Packers, we just got done talking about the receivers starting to play that we need to win this game, so I'm going to go for that ball. That's why I was saying watch out for them. Now, the Rams just beat the Seahawks. They're trying to click in, and they got their guys back.
So, I mean, that could be the most interesting factor depending on what the Rams could do on the inside of their own division, too, because they still need to play the Niners one more game. Never easy for them. And then you still got to play, I think, Cardinals still, which, I mean, it's never easy for them with those games, too. But I think at the end of the day, I think you probably see the Seahawks might still hold on to that last spot.
Okay.
That's the way I can see it. Which way do you see it kind of swinging?
Yeah, I think I forgot what team. I don't know if it was the Rams or Packers. Yeah, I don't know. Seahawks, it just gets me that they're only going to win maybe 9 wins based on their schedule. And I'm like, I don't know if that can hold that spot. So
I mean, somebody's got to make a major push on the lower teams.
I'm going to go ahead and just give the edge to the Seahawks because I like their defense, and I would rather see them play a top-tier team.
Do you think that they might be one of those teams that you're talking about can beat an upper team?
Nah, I kind of touched it earlier. It's the Vikings. I think the Vikings could definitely get one of those teams. And I just expressed it. Like, I'm pretty goddamn big on the Vikings. Like, don't sleep on them. Dobbs is looking fucking... We got after him.
That passed or not?
At one point, I was like, he knows the right play. Like, how do I stop this guy? Seriously.
Just a smart kid.
We were like pressuring him. He was still getting the right play. Wide open. Like, how the hell did you know that guy was going to be there wide open?
The man is a rocket scientist.
That's what I'm saying.
He's hella fucking smart.
Smart. And you know who's smart at? That head coach there. He was the offensive coordinator with the Rams. So it's just a perfect match to have those two smart, intelligent guys together sitting in the same room.
Brewing up some crazy offensive schemes.
Watch out for them. And Brian Flores with the defense.
Keep trading up.
Vikings are nice.
They're going to trade up.
And Lions, I mean, we kind of broke down their schedule. We pretty much got them
They're going to win the division.
But if they were, for some reason, start losing some bad games, they could lose the division.
Oh, yeah. I think the Vikings come back and, sneak it away from them. It should be very interesting to see.
Any other quick guys you want to touch on teams?
I think that's going to cover it now for the hunt one.
For sure. Juan, what do we always say?
If you're a king,
you belong at the table. Gone.
See you guys.